But if he has blasphemed when frightened by affliction, or for any other reason whatever, while reading the book or praying, he shall be set apart, and shall return to the council of the community no more. If he shall do penance for 1 year, and shall be excluded for his soul's sake from the pure meal of the congregation. But if he has spoken unwittingly, he shall do penance for 6 months. Has spoken in anger against one of the priests inscribed in the book, whoever has deliberately lied shall do penance for 6 months. Whoever has deliberately insulted his companion unjustly shall do penance for 1 year and shall be excluded. Whoever has deliberately deceived his companion by word or by deed shall do penance for 6 months. If he has been careless with regard to his companion, he shall do penance for 3 months. But if he has been careless with regard to the property of the community, thereby causing its loss, he shall restore it in full. And if he be unable to restore it, he shall do penance for 60 days. Whoever has borne malice against his companion unjustly shall do penance for 6 months or 1 year. And likewise, whoever has taken revenge in any matter whatever. Whoever has spoken foolishly, 3 months. Whoever has interrupted his companion while speaking, 10 days. Whoever has lain down to sleep during an assembly of the congregation, 30 days. And likewise, whoever has left, without reason, an assembly of the congregation as many as 3 times during one assembly, shall do penance for 10 days. But if he has departed whilst they were standing, he shall do penance for 30 days. Whoever has gone naked before his companion, without having been obliged to do so, he shall do penance for 6 months. Whoever has spat in an assembly of the congregation shall do penance for 30 days. Whoever has been so poorly dressed that when drawing his hand from beneath his garment his nakedness has been seen, he shall do penance for 30 days. Whoever has guffawed foolishly shall do penance for 30 days. Whoever has gone about slandering his companion shall be excluded from the pure meal of the congregation for 1 year, and shall do penance. But whoever has slandered the congregation shall be expelled from among them, and shall return no more. Whoever has murmured against the authority of the community shall be expelled, and shall not return. But if he has murmured against his companion unjustly, he shall do penance for 6 months. Drawn out his left hand to gesticulate with it, shall do penance for 10 days. Should a man return whose spirit has so trembled before the authority of the community that he has betrayed the truth and walked in the stubbornness of his year, he shall do penance for 2 years. During the 1st year he shall not touch the pure meal of the congregation, and during the 2nd year he shall not touch the drink of the congregation, and shall sit below all the men of the community. Then, when his 2 years are completed, the congregation shall consider his case, and if he is admitted, he shall be inscribed in his rank, and may then question concerning the law. If, after being in the council of the community for 10 full years, the spirit of any man has failed, so that he has betrayed the community and departed from the congregation to walk in the stubbornness of his heart, he shall return no more to the council of the community. Moreover, if any member of the community has shared with him his food or property, which, of the congregation, his sentence shall be the same. He shall be expelled. In the council of the community there shall be 12 men and 3 priests, perfectly versed in all that is revealed of the law, whose works shall be truth, righteousness, justice, loving kindness, and humility. They shall preserve the faith in the land with steadfastness and meekness, and shall atone for sin by the practice of justice and by suffering the sorrows of affliction. They shall walk with all men according to the standard of truth and the rule of the time. When these are in Israel, the council of the community shall be established in truth. It shall be an everlasting plantation, a house of holiness for Israel, an assembly of supreme holiness for Aaron. They shall be witnesses to the truth at the judgment, and shall be the elect of goodwill, who shall atone for the land, and pay to the wicked their reward. It shall be that tried wall, that precious cornerstone, whose foundations shall neither rock nor sway in their place, as it is written in Isaiah chapter 28, verse 16. It shall be a most holy dwelling for Aaron, with everlasting knowledge of the covenant of justice, and shall offer up sweet fragrance. It shall be a house of perfection and truth in Israel, that they may establish a covenant according to the everlasting precepts. And they shall be an agreeable offering, atoning for the land and determining the judgment of wickedness, and there shall be no more iniquity. When they have been confirmed for 2 years in perfection of way by the authority of the community, they shall be set apart as holy within the council of the men of the community. And the interpreter shall not conceal from them, out of fear of the spirit of apostasy, any of those things hidden from Israel which have been discovered by him. And when these become members of the community in Israel according to all these rules, they shall separate from the habitation of ungodly men, and shall go into the wilderness to prepare the way of him. As it is written, prepare in the wilderness the way of, make straight in the desert a path, for our God, as it is written in Isaiah chapter 40 verse 3. This path is the study of the law which he commanded by the hand of Moses, that they may do according to all that has been revealed from age to age, and as the prophets have revealed by his Holy Spirit. And no man among the members of the covenant of the community who deliberately, on any point whatever, turns aside from all that is commanded, shall touch the pure meal of the men of holiness, or know anything of their counsel until his deeds are purified from all falsehood, and he walks in perfection of way. And then, according to the judgment of the congregation, he shall be admitted to the council, and shall be inscribed in his rank. This rule shall apply to whoever enters the community. And these are the rules which the men of perfect holiness shall follow in their commerce with one another. Every man who enters the council of holiness, the council of those who walk in the way of perfection as commanded by God, and who deliberately or through negligence transgresses one word of the law of Moses on any point whatever, shall be expelled from the council of the community, and shall return no more. No man of holiness shall be associated in his property or counsel in any matter at all. But if he has acted inadvertently, he shall be excluded from the pure meal and the council, and they shall interpret the rule as follows. For 2 years he shall take no part in judgment or be asked his counsel. But if, during that time, his way becomes perfect, then he shall return to the court of inquiry and the council, in accordance with the judgment of the congregation, provided that he commit no further inadvertent sin during 2 full years. For one sin of inadvertence alone, he shall do penance for 2 years. But as for him who has sinned deliberately, he shall never return. Only the man who has sinned inadvertently shall be tried for 2 years, that his way and counsel may be made perfect according to the judgment of the congregation. And afterwards, he shall be inscribed in his rank in the community of holiness. When these become members of the community in Israel according to all these rules, they shall establish the spirit of holiness according to everlasting truth. They shall atone for guilty rebellion and for sins of unfaithfulness, that they may obtain loving kindness for the land without the flesh of holocausts and the fat of sacrifice. And prayer rightly offered shall be as an acceptable fragrance of righteousness, and perfection of way as a delectable freewill offering. At that time the men of the community shall be set apart as a house of holiness for Aaron, for the union of supreme holiness, and as a house of community for Israel, for those who walk in perfection. The sons of Aaron alone shall command in matters of justice and property, and every rule concerning the men of the community shall be determined according to their word. As for the property of the men of holiness who walk in perfection, it shall not be mingled with that of the men of falsehood, who have not purified their life by separating themselves from iniquity and walking in the way of perfection. They shall depart from none of the counsels of the law to walk in the stubbornness of their hearts, but shall be ruled by the primitive precepts in which the men of the community were first instructed, until there shall come the prophet and the Messiahs of Aaron and Israel. These are the precepts in which the master shall walk in his commerce with all the living, according to the rule proper to every season, and according to the worth of every man. He shall do the will of God according to all that has been revealed from age to age. He shall measure out all knowledge discovered throughout the ages, together with the precept of the age. He shall separate and weigh the sons of righteousness according to their spirit. He shall hold firmly to the elect of the time according to his will, as he has commanded. He shall judge every man according to his spirit. He shall admit him in accordance with the cleanness of his hands, and advance him in accordance with his understanding. And he shall love and hate likewise. He shall not rebuke the men of the pit, nor dispute with them. He shall conceal the teaching of the law from men of falsehood, but shall impart true knowledge and righteous judgment to those who have chosen the way. He shall guide them all in knowledge according to the spirit of each and according to the rule of the age, and shall thus instruct them in the mysteries of marvelous truth, that in the midst of the men of the community they may walk perfectly together in all that has been revealed to them. This is the time for the preparation of the way into the wilderness, and he shall teach them to do all that is required at that time, and to separate from all those who have not turned aside from all ungodliness. These are the rules of conduct for the master in those times with respect to his loving and hating, everlasting hatred in a spirit of secrecy for the men of perdition. He shall leave to them wealth and earnings like a slave to his lord, and like a poor man to his master. He shall be a man zealous for the precept whose time is for the day of revenge. He shall perform the will of God in all his deeds and in all his dominion as he has commanded. He shall freely delight in all that befalls him, and nothing shall please him save God's will. He shall delight in all the words of his mouth, and shall desire nothing except his command. He shall watch always for the judgment of God, and shall bless his Maker for all his goodness, and declare his mercies in all that befalls. He shall bless him with the offering of the lips at the times ordained by him, at the beginning of the dominion of light, and at its end when it retires to its appointed place, at the beginning of the watches of darkness when he unlocks their storehouse and spreads them out, and also at their end when they retire before the light, when the heavenly lights shine out from the dwelling place of holiness, and also when they retire to the place of glory, at the entry of the monthly seasons on the days of new moon, and also at their end when they succeed to one another. Their renewal is a great day for the Holy of Holies, and a sign for the unlocking of everlasting mercies at the beginning of seasons in all times to come. At the beginning of the months of the yearly seasons and on the holy days appointed for remembrance, in their seasons I will bless him with the offering of the lips according to the precept engraved forever. At the beginning of the years and at the end of their seasons when their appointed law is fulfilled, on the day decreed by him that they should pass from one to the other, the season of early harvest to the summertime, the season of sowing to the season of grass, the seasons of years to their weeks of years, and at the beginning of their weeks for the season of Jubilee. All my life the engraved precept shall be on my tongue as the fruit of praise and the portion of my lips. I will sing with knowledge, and all my music shall be for the glory of God. My lyre and my harp shall sound for his holy order, and I will tune the pipe of my lips to his right measure. With the coming of day and night I will enter the covenant of God, and when evening and morning depart, I will recite his decrees. I will place in them my bounds without return. I will declare his judgment concerning my sins, and my transgressions shall be before my eyes as an engraved precept. I will say to God, my righteousness, and author of my goodness, to the Most High, fountain of knowledge and source of holiness, summit of glory, and almighty eternal majesty. I will choose that which he teaches me, and will delight in his judgment of me. Before I move my hands and feet, I will bless his name. I will praise him before I go out or enter, or sit or rise, and whilst I lie on the couch of my bed. I will bless him with the offering of that which proceeds from my lips from the midst of the ranks of men, and before I lift my hands to eat of the pleasant fruits of the earth. I will bless him for his exceeding wonderful deeds at the beginning of fear and dread, and in the abode of distress and desolation. I will meditate on his power and will lean on his mercies all day long. I know that judgment of all the living is in his hand, and that all his deeds are truth. I will praise him when distress is unleashed, and will magnify him also because of his salvation. I will pay to no man the reward of evil. I will pursue him with goodness. For judgment of all the living is with God, and it is he who will render to man his reward. I will not envy in a spirit of wickedness. My soul shall not desire the riches of violence. I will not grapple with the men of perdition until the day of revenge. But my wrath shall not turn from the men of falsehood, and I will not rejoice until judgment is made. I will bear no rancor against them that turn from transgression, but will have no pity on all who depart from the way. I will offer no comfort to the smitten until their way becomes perfect. I will not keep Satan within my heart, and in my mouth shall be heard no folly or sinful deceit, no cunning or lies shall be found on my lips. The fruit of holiness shall be on my tongue, and no abominations shall be found upon it. I will open my mouth in songs of thanksgiving, and my tongue shall always proclaim the goodness of God and the sin of men until their transgression ends. I will cause vanities to cease from my lips, uncleanness and crookedness from the knowledge of my heart. I will impart or conceal knowledge with discretion, and will prudently hedge it within a firm bound to preserve faith and strong judgment in accordance with the justice of God. I will distribute the precept by the measuring cord of the times, and righteousness and loving kindness towards the oppressed, encouragement to the troubled heart and discernment to the erring spirit, teaching understanding to them that murmur, that they may answer meekly before the haughty of spirit, and humbly before men of injustice who point the finger and speak of iniquity and who are zealous for wealth. As for me, my justification is with God. In his hand are the perfection of my way and the uprightness of my heart. He will wipe out my transgression through his righteousness. For my light has sprung from the source of his knowledge. My eyes have beheld his marvelous deeds, and the light of my heart, the mystery to come. He that is everlasting is the support of my right hand. The way of my steps is over stout rock, which nothing shall shake. For the rock of my steps is the truth of God, and his might is the support of my right hand. From the source of his righteousness is my justification, and from his marvelous mysteries is the light in my heart. My eyes have gazed on that which is eternal, on wisdom concealed from men, on knowledge and wise design hidden from the sons of men, on a fountain of righteousness and on a storehouse of power, on a spring of glory hidden from the assembly of flesh. God has given them to his chosen ones as an everlasting possession, and has caused them to inherit the lot of the holy ones. He has joined their assembly to the sons of heaven to be a council of the community, a foundation of the building of holiness, an eternal plantation throughout all ages to come. As for me, I belong to wicked mankind, to the company of ungodly flesh. My iniquities, rebellions, and sins, together with the perversity of my heart, belong to the company of worms and to those who walk in darkness. For mankind has no way, and man is unable to establish his steps, since justification is with God, and perfection of way is out of his hand. All things come to pass by his knowledge. He establishes all things by his design, and without him nothing is done. As for me, if I stumble, the mercies of God shall be my eternal salvation. If I stagger because of the sin of flesh, my justification shall be by the righteousness of God which endures forever. When my distress is unleashed, he will deliver my soul from the pit, and will direct my steps to the way. He will draw me near by his grace, and by his mercy will he bring my justification. He will judge me in the righteousness of his truth, and in the greatness of his goodness he will pardon all my sins. Through his righteousness he will cleanse me of the uncleanness of man and of the sins of the children of men, that I may confess to God his righteousness, and his majesty to the Most High. Blessed art thou, my God, who opens the heart of thy servant to knowledge. Establish all his deeds in righteousness, and as it pleases thee to do for the elect of mankind, grant that the son of thy handmaid may stand before thee forever. For without thee no way is perfect, and without thy will nothing is done. It is thou who hast taught all knowledge, and all things come to pass by thy will. There is none beside thee to dispute thy counsel, or to understand all thy holy design, or to contemplate the depth of thy mysteries and the power of thy might. Who can contain thy glory, and what is the Son of Man in the midst of thy wonderful deeds? What shall one born of woman be accounted before thee? Kneaded from the dust, his abode is the nourishment of worms. He is but a shape, but molded clay, and inclines towards dust. What shall hand-molded clay reply? What counsel shall it understand?